What's up, guys? Okay, we're going to be out in Oklahoma, Okemah to be exact, and we're going to see if we can figure out what's going on with the Okemah Police Department. Apparently 5 officers, including the chief, have resigned or been fired. So, we'll start where we're about 10 days ago, and we'll go to current day and see if we can figure out what is going on in Okemah. Also, I'd like to note 90% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. Seems a little strange that 5, including the chief, would be gone, huh? Well, let's see if we can figure out what is going on in Oklahoma.
State agents are currently deployed in Okemah following the direction of Attorney General Getner Drummond. The AG made the call after he says 5 officers, including the chief of police, were all terminated or resigned. We spoke with the chief and 2 of the officers who were fired. They say they were terminated this week without a valid reason. After hearing the news about their police department, community members have been sharing messages of support for the officers.
It just isn't right.
Yes, we call them bootlickers.
It isn't right that you have 3 officers lose their job, terrific officers that lose their job because they're doing their job.
AG Drummond says state agents will remain in Okemah until the city can hire, quote, sufficient personnel to restore its police force.
So I wonder how he would know they're terrific officers and they are only doing their job. I'd like to see body camera of that. So we got any comments? A couple. In the state of Oklahoma, they don't have to have a reason to fire them because we have that law. Yes, most departments do. I'm willing to bet that if someone was to dig deeper into this story, they would surely find that the chief and his boys are up to no good, and the people of the town finally got tired of their crap. A city does not just up and fire its entire police force for nothing unless they're dirty cops. Well, somewhat would agree with that, but let's see if there's more information. There always is.
In our continuing coverage, we're hearing from the community after 5 police officers, including the police chief, were either fired or resigned in Okemah.
We first told you about this last week. That's when Oklahoma Attorney General Getner Drummond got involved, sending agents from his office to the Okemah Police Department after the city asked for help.
Fox 23's Jade Morrow went to Okemah today to learn how the community is reacting after there was a city council meeting last night about the situation.
There should still be some communications from leadership within this community down to the people in this community as to what's going on, what took place, what's going to happen tomorrow, where we...
When have you ever known a police department to do that? No. They want to brush everything under the rug, wait for the next big thing to happen, and this will fall from the headlines.
Yeah, where we're going.
That's how co-owner of Custom Creations and Consignment Alan Oatsvall feels about the lack of information coming from city leaders. We told you on August 18th, 5 officers, including the police chief, were either fired or resigned. We reached out to the city multiple times asking what led to the decision and did not hear back. I even went to City Hall, where I was told by front desk staff that the city manager, Christy Leslie, would be able to come speak with me. I waited an hour for her, but was then told she was in a meeting and left.
Of course. Divert.
On Monday before the city council meeting, protesters gathered in Okemah in support of the police department and its officers. But just 3 people were given 3 minutes to speak.
They attend all the schools here in town. And for them to be out without a resource officer for 1 or 2 hours, much less a day or 2, is terrifying to me.
What has happened in Okemah that they are so scared that there's going to be no school resource officer in the school? There was no resource officers in the schools back in the day. You know why they have resource officers in the schools now? Because the teachers can't handle the children because they let them run amok.
The Okemah city manager shared a statement on Facebook stating in part, quote, "The decision to relieve certain officers from their duties was not made quickly or impulsively. It came after a long period of review, many prayers, and careful consideration of what is best for both our community and our police department."
So what are they saying? Thoughts and prayers for the cops?
After reaching out to the city multiple times, Oaksvall says he understands the confidentiality, but it still raises questions.
It would have been nice to hear something from the city manager and or from the council as to, this is an investigation or this is something that's been looked at for several weeks. And this is where we're at today, and this is where we're hoping to get to tomorrow, and that did not happen.
That was Fox 23's Jade Morrow reporting. We have the Okemah city manager's full statement in this story on fox23.com. And even though the city has not answered our request for more information, we will continue to give you updates on this story as we get them.
Yes, cool. Thanks. Let's see what the comments say on this one. There are too many overpaid blue line criminal tax leeches already. County, state, federal, and National Guard. Local is completely unnecessary. Your town is safer and much better off without them. Use resources wisely. It's Oklahoma. The cops may have gotten upset over having to wear body cams. I'm not sure what's up in Okemah, but confidentiality of public servants regarding them serving the public. What the are you talking about? You can't refuse to tell people what's going on. We're in charge of them. Dirty department for sure. And these bad officers moving to a city near you, likely. Most likely the sheriff's department near you. If the people you voted in won't tell you anything, vote them out and other people in. Fairly simple. Well, it's usually a repetitive cycle. Used a faster route in Athens, Tennessee. Voting harder, you got the simple part right anyway. Legendary comment. The taxpayers demand answers from our employees. Out of how many on force so had wild pigs running about, so not telling why they were prayerfully removed from the street? No, folks have the right to know if there was a chargeable problem. We're about to get to the bottom of that here in a minute. First, we're going to make this absolutely clear. They work for us. The city, the council works for us. Stop saying they're giving information down to us. Second, law enforcement are public. Their employment is paid by the taxpayers. Anything regarding their employment for us should be public record, short of specific identifiers like addresses, phone numbers, hire date, certification information, discipline, investigations into, solution of same, and termination should all be a matter of public record. And I'll let you on a little secret. They are a matter of public record. The hire date, pay, certification, information, discipline. If you go to us.gov and then type in your state and the police department, you can see when they were hired. You can see what their pay is. You can see certifications, discipline. You can see all that. Generally, I'll throw that out there. 3 possibilities. Good mayor and bad cops. Good cops and bad mayor. Everybody is bad and someone lost the power struggle. I'll bet number 3. I'll bet you are right. We're going to look at that in a minute. If it looks like a duck, then it has to be methamphetamine. If you say, my comment makes no sense, well, it's because you're having government employees investigate themselves. It makes even less sense. Okemah, shut up and pay your taxes. The MAGA method. See, there's always got to be one. If you're actually journalists and not complicit in the tyranny with the pact of the press past lies, you'd have the answers and inform the public of this matter of public safety. We have to look to the local free press for the truth because free press is the real press. Well, so, wanting to know what happened? I'm about to show you what happened. Right here.
Investigator Ron Durbin says is disturbing.
They took 50 plus citizens and allowed.
Hold on.
We are hearing from the attorney representing the 3 former Okemah police staff members who either resigned or were fired. Now, this all stems from a trespassing call involving the city manager's sister. News Channel 8's Tanya Motorzitsky is the very latest on what's turned into a state law enforcement takeover.
This is the body cam footage that started it all.
You guys are not to go back in there. If you go back in there, you'll be arrested, okay, for trespassing.
The body cam footage is from August 8th. It shows Sergeant Trey Jordan going up to the city's code enforcer, Kimberly Bradshaw. And in the video, you hear him say to Bradshaw that if she enters the building, she'll be arrested for trespassing.
Go back.
He'll do it with
you
the
can do it with the dog. Just if you go back in there, I have to arrest you at that point, okay?
This led to an argument shortly after between City Manager Christy Leslie, who's Bradshaw's sister, and Police Chief Patrick Williams. In response, the city fired 3 officers, including Chief Williams, and 2 others resigned.
Is the picture coming together for you now?
Now Jordan, Officer Serena Jordan, and Police Chief Williams are suing the city of Okemah. Since the ordeal, the Attorney General's office ordered state officers to patrol the city. On Monday, citizens showed up to the city council meeting expressing their frustrations.
What you believe in. I knew that I needed to come stand up for what I believe in.
The live stream for the meeting was cut off at 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
Of course.
Something activist and investigator Ron Durbin says is disturbing.
They took 50 plus citizens and allowed 3 people to speak for 3 minutes each. And the mayor chose which people were allowed to speak by essentially having everybody raise their hand. And quite frankly, she threatened to have me removed and arrested for asking questions about why the general public wasn't allowed to speak.
Durbin says this violates the people's constitutional rights and is a conflict of interest.
We've got a situation where the city manager got upset that her sister was offended, and she played the nepotism, favoritism over what's best for the community.
The attorney representing the former police staff, Rachel Bussett, says in a statement, the officers believe their firings were retaliatory, linked to their efforts to form a union and improve working conditions for law enforcement and to report abuses of power within city government. We reached out to the city for answers about the live stream and any additional comments, but we were told the person to talk to was not in. Tanya Motors,
Shocker, the person that you need to talk to is not here.
News Channel 8.
Last week, Leslie posted a statement on Facebook saying that this wasn't a decision she made lightly, but the top priority remains the safety and well-being of the citizens of Okemah.
Doesn't. If it did, you'd know what was going on. What if they're going to investigate themselves and find nothing wrong? Absolutely. You only resign if you knowingly have broken the law. Well, not necessarily, but typically, Okemah, another good old boy city, crooked as hell. Thank you, Ron Durbin. Investigate the entire town. Don't know, don't care. Wish they'd fire everyone else too. FTP, especially their union. I live in Okemah. Officer Jordan has been nothing but an amazing officer. He has been there when my daughter was experiencing a mental health issue. He was the first responder on a call with myself of my heart and was here 15 minutes before EMS. He also was the only one to hear my husband out after my husband was attacked by a neighbor for no reason. There's no justification on that either. Officer Jordan and his wife do not deserve to be fired. So husband and wife team's fired. Quite frankly, we don't feel safe in this town anymore. We definitely want to put our house up for sale and go somewhere safer. Christy Leslie personally sold us our house, and if we would have known how crooked she was, would never have moved to this town. Justice for the Jordans, okay? The city manager should be removed from office. That's going to cost the town money. Yes, everything costs, well, taxpayer money. Especially since the code enforcement has been licensed with the Construction Industry Board and Kimberly Bradshaw has no inspector license. She does not have the authority. Anyway, yeah. So, that's where we're at with this one. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, like 90% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. Click the button and we'll move along. Let me know what you think about this one, and I am out.